Hey guys, welcome to the channel if you're new, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Special thanks to all of my patrons. My name's Neil and it's time for another episode of QI. We are continuing with the current season, Series S, and now that we've got some XL episodes out available on YouTube for us non-residents of the UK, I'm going to spend a little time in this current season, catch the most up-to-date episodes and instead of some classic episodes. But don't worry, I will get back to classic episodes in the future. This one is entitled Smörgåsbord. So that's kind of like your potpourri, you know, it's going to be a broad range of questions, no specific topic. But I also wouldn't be surprised if, since Sandi Toksvig is Scandinavian, Smörgåsbord, I'm 90% sure that that's a Swedish word, but I wouldn't be surprised. My prediction for this episode is by the end of the episode we find out that it isn't a Swedish word, that it is in fact Danish, because Sandi sure loves her Danish facts, or that somehow the Swedes have the Danes to thank for the word, or something along those lines. Other than that, I have no idea what to expect, which is one of the great things about QI, so let's just jump right into it. This is episode 10 of Series S, Smörgåsbord, which is so much fun to say. Smörgåsbord. You can't help but put on a bit of a Swedish chef accent. Smörgåsbord. Wordy-wordy.
We'll be stuffing ourselves with a smorgasbord of specialities. Salivating at the spread are the estimable Chris McCausland.
Oh, nice. I love Chris's episodes on Wilty. Hello, Jimmy.
The esoteric Jen Brister.
I've seen Jen, but just on other episodes of QI, I can't remember. So slow.
Beginning with S.
Stravinsky.
Strings.
Shostakovich. Jen goes.
Streisand.
That's Club 7.
To start with the Randy Scandi, the word smörgåsbord is Swedish for sandwich table. So my first question is, what is the secret of a superlative sandwich?
Two guys and a girl.
I mean, fair, I think. Yes, yeah, OK. Anybody else want to... yeah, Chris, yes?
I will go for anything that just doesn't have mayonnaise in it. It's just the devil's spunk, isn't it?
How did Smörgåsbord turn into such a sexual episode?
Two girls, no guy.
OK, yeah.
I think I have an answer to the perfect sandwich. I think I know genuinely what this might be.
OK.
French toast. I think if you do a bit of French toast and then anything in that sandwich...
It's going to work for you.
I'm a big fan of the Monte Cristo. Gruyere cheese, it's turkey, ham, French toast, powdered sugar. It's a delight.
The powdered sugar caught me by surprise at the end there.
With the Gruyere cheese.
Yeah, how did that go from savoury to sweet?
Get this party started!
Apparently, the secret of a great sandwich is to sit on it. Paul Hollywood, who I know a little bit, his favourite is a bacon butty, and he sits on it to make them thin.
Is that why it's called a butty?
Yeah.
Is it in a sandwich bag? Is he nude? Is there a tea towel between them?
So there was a woman called MFK Fisher. She's widely considered the best food writer in the 20th century. She used to wrap hers in plastic and then sit on it, because she said it warmed it up very slightly as well.
Why not just use a panini machine?
What you just described as a sweaty ham and cheese sandwich that's been sat on by a woman.
Yeah.
Now, I want one.
So who invented the sandwich?
Oh, it's the Earl of...
Not the Earl of Sandwich.
Oh, it isn't.
It can't be.
We've said it before, telling it no. He can take credit for fizzy drinks. He backed the English chemist Joseph Priestley to invent a system for making carbonated water for the Navy.
I learned about Priestley being the king of pop. on University Challenge just recently.
Why did they need carbonated water?
Well, you've got to have something with your scotch, I think, is the way forward.
Okay.
No, they thought it would cure scurvy.
I went to Japan a couple of years ago and pre-mixed on draft scotch and soda.
They make their own scotch by the billions of gallons, don't they?
Yeah,
There's some excellent
relatively
Japanese
inexpensive.
whiskies.
Well, no, they make some of the
Nikka.
best scotches in the world. Hibiki 30 is like one of the greats, but yeah, they're
Suntory.
very into it. Because they bought the barrels from Scotland in the 70s when the Scottish business was on its arse. So they've got all the good barrel.
Anyway, longest recorded sandwich, over 2/5 of a mile long. 735 metres. It was
Guaranteed made in America.
In 2011. Chicken, lettuce, tomato and pickles,
No.
in case you're wondering.
There's nothing bleaker than a British sandwich, is there?
Is
Honestly, if you go into like a service station or something in this country and you're just like, this is bleak kind of
Oh,
mess.
and do you know what makes me very, very gross? Right, you see...
It's whatever you're thinking of now.
It's when they put the filling just in the middle.
And there's nothing on the outside!
You know the secret to avoid that? You've
Yeah.
got to sit on the sandwich first.
Yes. The British Sandwich Association, they have an annual awards ceremony. They're called the Sammies.
The Sammies.
Yeah.
Of course they
In
are.
2020, I can tell you, the new Sandwich Award, hot category, was won by Deli Light's Irish Stout Pastrami.
Oh.
Putting it out there.
do like
Putting it out there.
pastrami.
Malcolm Gladwell wrote this brilliant essay about McDonald's fries. Because the reason McDonald's was such a huge global hit wasn't really the burgers, it was the fries were the best thing anyone had in the 1970s. And unfortunately, they were ruined by an American congressman because he had a heart attack and he blamed it on the fries. Because they cooked them in beef tallow, they're bad for you. So he said, cook them in vegetable fat, much better for you. Turns out he was absolutely wrong, but his campaign got McDonald's to change the way they cook their fries so they're no longer as delicious.
I'm not sure I've ever had... am I old enough to have had a McDonald's
If
beef
the takeaway
tallow
wasn't delivered
fry?
to the set, would they do it?
Yes, they would.
I'd like chips.
I'd like to try a milkshake.
For God's sake, make sure there's no mayonnaise.
Yeah, so we're just putting the order in.
Oh, this is awesome.
How many sausages does it
Interactive
take to
television.
Yes,
Say that again.
yes.
3.
That's a good answer.
1 to hold the world and
Yeah.
2 to turn the ladder.
Extra point. In Switzerland, the main debate
Not a
about
clue.
the Reformation was whether or not you could eat sausages during Lent. So
Oh.
the Catholic Church had banned sausages in 320.
Yeah, aren't you only
because
allowed
they said they were
fish or
associated
something?
with pagan festivals. Anybody caught eating or selling them should be beaten, exiled, have their property confiscated, and have all their body hair shaved off.
Executed, also
Once,
shaved.
A dozen priests, printers, and tradesmen met in a Zurich workshop and ate 2 sausages between them. And this was radical. There were vigilantes trying to find him, to kidnap him.
The
and bring him
sausage
in front of the
police?
bishop. But it took less than a year for all of these rules to be abolished in Zurich, and the Reformation soon spread to the rest of Switzerland. Why might you associate botulism with sausages?
Did it start in a sausage?
Yeah. Botulus is Latin for sausage.
You know Botox?
Yeah.
Does that come from...
Botox is botulism.
Just telling it, absolutely does.
You are injecting botulism into your face when you get Botox.
So who was the guy in the 70s, some guy in LA presumably, that came up with the injecting in the face?
Because they used to inject it in the bladder for incontinence. And
Yeah.
so they probably went, if you can freeze that, then you can freeze,
freeze the forehead
this,
as
you
well.
know? And what better thing to freeze when you're an actor than the part of your body you need to use the most, your face?
I would look surprised now if I could.
Do you know what allantoid means?
I don't know what allantoid means.
Sausage shaped,
Sausage-shaped.
Does it?
I guessed.
Noted.
What about chipolata?
Little sausage.
Those are little sausages.
Well, it's weird,
Aren't they?
actually. It means contains onions. So cipolla, onion,
Or
but they don't have
cipollini.
onions.
Hi, is that Deliveroo?
Cipollini onion.
Hello, have you got my delivery? Dude, this is the bit where you talk. Yeah, hello? OK, hang on.
They got the worst delivery guy.
We're still doing the show, yeah?
I'm so happy. Why did it never occur to me to order food during the... How would you respond if a South African said, buy a donkey?
I'd just probably buy a donkey.
Buy a
Buy a
donkey.
donkey. OK.
Thank you, something. Buy.
What you should
buy a-
respond to buy a donkey is...
You're welcome.
So Phonetically, by a donkey.
By a donkey. Yeah.
By a donkey.
Yeah.
Thank you very
So
much.
there's a number of phrases that you can say in English which have very different meanings in other countries. I want you to spell the word socks out loud.
S-O-C-K-S.
Is Spanish for that's really what it is. Isn't that cool?
S-O-C-K-S.
That's not even real.
That is absolutely...
S-O-C-K-S.
That's S-O-C-K-S.
We really need to work on the accent.
Alan, do you want to read the next one out?
Yellow blue
Yellow
tibia.
blue tibia.
Yeah, yellow blue tibia.
That's Russian for something.
Russian, it means yellow blue tibia.
No, it's
It's the leg bone, it's a funny color, yellow blue tibia.
Russian for I love you.
Yellow blue
yellow blue.
Yellow blue.
Yellow
Yellow blue.
Yellow blue tibia.
Tibia.
Johnny Marr.
Johnny Marr, guitarist in the...
Johnny
Is this
Marr.
some sort of rhyming slang?
Is that
No,
French?
it's I'm
Johnny
fed up in
Marr.
French.
Johnny Marr.
This next one is cocks taste good.
Cocks taste good.
And where's
Cocks
this from?
taste good.
Estonia. It means 12 months.
Cocks taste good.
How long have you been here? Cocks taste good.
Do you speak Spanish, Jen?
I understand it.
Okay, try
I
this one.
meant to kill
I
you.
meant to kill you.
It's Spanish.
Oh, it's Irish for attempted murder.
Is there butter in Spanish?
I meant to kill you.
Oh, I meant to kill you.
I
And this
can't
one?
believe it wasn't murder.
I know, right? I love.
This is great.
But have a look at this and see what you can make of it. Jen, do you want to read that out?
Un petit, c'est un osal, un petit, de fal.
What is the English nursery rhyme that is in fact being said here?
Un petit d'un petit, c'est un au
Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
Qu'importe un petit, together again.
If you say yes, we can see, that is the word yes in 4 different languages.
Yes, we can.
English, French, Hebrew and Spanish.
Never said that.
If you,
No, that's fair. That's fair, actually.
if you say my name in a Jamaican accent, it's
Jimmy
Jamaica.
Carr.
Jamaica.
When, for example, my mum says pretty much any word that begins with the letter S, she'll put an E in front of it. So, a sandwich, a soup, my brother's name, Esteban. She can't actually say my brother's name. Yeah. It's Stephen. Esteban. It's just Stephen. Esteban. Leave it. Never mind. That's interesting. In Spanish, sopa, she can say that. That's soup in Spanish.
Yeah,
Sopa,
no
no
problem.
problem. But if she has to say soup, it's a soup.
How can you make yourself understood in another country without any words at all?
Shouting in
Shouting
English.
English, are very loud. 24 distinct human emotions which can be conveyed without words.
My wife says that I've got like 3 less emotions than what Facebook allows me to react to posts with. So,
Anger, frustration.
Anger, yeah. And the other one?
Oh, well, the first one was a home defeat for Liverpool, and the second was a draw.
Ambivalence.
You quite like it.
yeah.
Mild approval. Is that the motion?
Mild amusement.
Amusement.
Oh, no, you need to do it.
Are we doing them sequentially, or I'm going to conflate
I would,
the two?
I mean, I'd do them both together if you can.
Well, that's confusing.
I'm constipated and aroused. I don't know. It's upsetting when you get eye contact with me.
He was doing desire and negative surprise.
I'm going to do them separately. I don't think I'm not going to conflate.
Because
I
that
don't
didn't
want to
work, did
create...
it?
Yeah.
Kenneth Williams again, isn't it?
Is Wallace
Doubt.
and Gromit an emotion?
Appeared to be swallowing a Brussels sprout.
I'll do it again.
I don't know.
That's what my dog
last
does
one.
when she can't get out the back door. You've made a terrible mistake.
It's embarrassment.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Second one. Here we go. This one you'll definitely get. Huh?
What?
Confusion.
Yes,
Yeah.
confusion is exactly
Yeah.
right. Alan?
Man, I've got no. Okay.
The actor at work. Disgust.
Disgust?
Yes! Yes!
Yes!
I haven't been casting anything for 5 years.
That's all you need.
I can make a comeback.
Jonathan
Right,
Creek
one
2.
more, Alan.
OK, here we go. Oh!
Ecstasy.
Alan's found his
You
audience.
guys a couple?
Speaking of not speaking, why do fascists hate subtitles?
Is it something to do with the fact that the rhythm and the volume and the tone...
93% of communication is non-verbal.
I certainly think that is...
So it's kind of an emotional journey.
That video of the famous scene from Downfall.
Yes, in the bunker.
Where he's sort of slapping the table and going 999, and then they've done the subtitles
For everything.
everything.
Yeah, my favourite one, it's Doncaster Rovers have lost at home.
It is actually much more expensive to dub than it is to do subtitles, obviously. But in Europe, Germany, Spain, France and Italy all decided to dub, and certainly it would be better for fascists because you can control what is being said.
I think I prefer subtitled TV on the basis that I don't distract myself. I could be watching my favourite show and I'll look at my phone halfway through. I mean, I'm looking at my phone now and I'm on the show.
Yeah.
Where's my
When it's
McDonald's?
subtitles and you don't speak the language, you really have to focus, and you kind of find TV's actually very enjoyable when you're passive.
Paying attention.
I kept feeling that I'm missing something in the way they're speaking to one another, or references they're making, or their attitude to one another.
Yeah, absolutely.
that
There are
just isn't
nuances.
there.
What's the dynamic between the Swedes and the Danes? Who looks down on who?
I'm Danish, and it would not be for me to say that the Swedes are really very drunk people. It would not be for me.
No, of course not. That would be terrible.
A nation of alcoholics. You wouldn't want to label
I
them.
wouldn't want to label them in
Yeah.
any way. That would be a very...
Nude alcoholics.
Nude alcoholics. There have been lots of wonderful subtitling errors. BBC Breakfast Report from Wimbledon. We might be bad at some things in the UK, but we're good at killing instead of queuing. Coverage of the Queen Mother's funeral. We'll now have a moment's violence for the Queen Mother.
Very good idea. We'll have a minute's violence.
Chris, have you ever used the system for visually impaired viewers, the audio description?
Yes. They fit in description in the gaps of dialogue, but they feel the need to fit it in every single gap. They go, what can we put in this gap? Let's tell them he's turned around. Well, let's tell him he shut the door. I heard the door close.
My favourite examples from Channel 4's Naked Attraction. So it's a show, I've never seen it, the lovely Anna Richardson presents, and gradually she reveals the naked bodies of...
They're doing a celebrity version. I could get you on.
Oh, no, I'm good.
They're not. Shut up.
I totally believed you.
It's only a question of time,
I
though, isn't
totally
it?
believed you.
So the chooser in this instance was Brian. Audio description. Wearing a colourful patterned shirt, babyface Brian gulps as the outer shells start to rise. Fingers pressed to his mouth, Brian scans the lineup of well-landscaped lady gardens.
Really?
Well, I like that. Well, landscape is lovely.
Wow.
Everyone likes a patio.
Wow.
Did you know if you go onto Pornhub, there is an audio-described section, which
Seriously?
Yeah. I had a look just to see, just out of
Just
curiosity.
for research.
Obviously, I mean,
I understand, for research.
can't go blinder, mate. When audio description first came out, it was introduced on DVDs. Fantastic, brilliant idea. But you had to be able to see the menus to turn it on, didn't you? So, there are places that put Braille on, like, emergency fire exit signs, which means if the fire alarm goes off, you've got to feel every wall.
You're getting warmer. You're getting warmer.
Many of the Bond girls in the first 10 Bond films weren't voiced by the actresses who played them.
Well, that's weird. It's not as woke as you think, James Bond, is it?
No, I know.
Shocking!
How are we going to know what the woman's point of view is?
Yes, I know. What's happened about the food?
Oh, yeah, hang on. It's here somewhere.
At reception, there's stuff in their faces.
Can they bring it in? Come on.
What's edible, has 25 arms and weighs 12 tons?
All 25 members of the Japanese one-armed sumo team.
I don't want to eat anything.
Giant
that's 12
squid?
tons. What?
Well, not a whole one.
No, not at once.
Cactus?
Cactus, yes, exactly right.
You can eat a
darling.
cactus.
It's the ruby red fruit of the Saguaro Cactus. The astonishing thing about this cactus, 60 feet tall, some of them, the roots are only 4 to 6 inches deep.
How does it fare in a high
It
wind?
spreads out, they spread out really wide.
Oh.
They spread out as wide as the plant is tall, and they grow incredibly slowly. So it could be, if it's 10 years old, it's probably about 1.5 inches high.
Really?
Yeah, like myself. Just taking my time. Saguaro cacti are home to the elf owl, the world's smallest.
He's trapped.
The cutest, and they're so sweet. They pretend to be dead when they're handled because they just go like that, and they hope the predator will relax its grip.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an owl that's been shaved from the waist down?
Oh, yeah, no, it's hilarious.
Sorry, a landscaped lady garden.
Yeah, it's fully patioed. You would not believe how long
patio.
an owl's legs are. You've got a head, and then these legs, they just like, it's the bizarre... Google
The
it,
feathers
you'll
grow
enjoy
back
it.
then. I never really thought of that.
Yeah. Sofrito is an Italian mixture of chopped carrots, onions and celery used as a base for soups, stews and sauces. But what is suffragitsu? Yes!
A ninja suffragette.
Correct.
What?
Is it?
What?
I know some...
And there was a campaigner and martial arts enthusiast called Edith Garrod, and she became the official jiu-jitsu instructor to the Women's Social and Political Union.
And it gets better. They had like a hardcore of 30 women who were like the shock troops of the suffragettes.
Yeah, they were known as the Amazons. These women
amazing.
carried clubs under their dresses. I mean, they were very, very, very determined. I bought this at auction not very long ago, but it's the original sign from their offices.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
It's very cool, isn't it? Can
That
you
is
see?
so cool.
So thrilled
Law-abiding.
to have it. The very first jiu-jitsu teacher of either sex in Europe was a man called Edward William Barton Wright, and he was Edith Garrod's first teacher. He developed his own version of the art using walking sticks. It's used by Conan Doyle, so Sherlock Holmes uses it against Moriarty at the Reichenbach Falls. While we're hitting people
Didn't
with
help
sticks,
him.
Do you know what sluggard wakers are?
Waking people up.
Yes. Where would you be waking them? They were employed by churches. It was usually a woman, the sluggard waker. And,
Love that job.
yeah. And she would
Just
hit...
go around...
Get up!
hit men with a... In Zen Buddhism, there's something slightly similar. If you're meditating and you start to drop off, you could be woken by a thwack from a stick, which is called a Kaisaku. It's just not what you associate with Zen Buddhism, is it?
No, but it's trained meditation. You have to learn.
What we're going to do is we're going to slice this banana into 3 exact pieces using just your fingers. So here's the trick to it. You put your finger
No, I don't want to.
to the top of the banana,
Right.
No, I can't do that.
push it all the way down.
Oh, I very
One
nearly
piece.
had it.
Where am I putting my fingers?
Are these
But start at the very top, Chris.
Here?
into the banana's urethra?
This is the...
That's genuinely, I found that not only useful, fun to do.
If you are right-handed...
What's that? I don't see
and
that.
you need to unscrew...
What is that?
When you're unscrewing, you're using the underneath of your arm. That's the pronator teres. It's quite a small
Sandy's
muscle.
got wrist
So the trick is
tattoos.
to unscrew with your left
Strong
hand.
work,
You
Sandy.
get tired much less quickly.
So go in with the right hand, out with the left.
Exactly. Yes. What footwear named after their victorious leader did the troops wear at Waterloo?
Well, it's Wellington.
But they must not have. They were named after him, but they didn't wear them at the battle.
At the time of the Battle of Waterloo, June 18th, he was the only person wearing them.
I got some new Wellingtons for Christmas.
Darling, you've
Look how
really
excited
not
he
been
is.
out, have
I
you?
do feel like the fact that I got so much pleasure from them.
Is a worry.
It said so much about where I am in my life.
We got a dog over lockdown, as most people did.
I had a joke years ago, which was who picks up guide dog shit? Maybe you could shed some light.
You just move your hands around until it gets warmer, mate.
Became so synonymous with the Duke that by 1830 he was being depicted in cartoons as a Wellington with a head. How often can you see Halley's Comet?
Every 76 years is
It comes around
wrong
every 70
somehow.
years, doesn't it? But
76.
Can you see it every time?
I think I've seen it.
Have you?
Yeah. Don't forget to look in the sky and
1986?
see...
Yeah.
That sounds about right, because I would have been... I wouldn't have been born.
It's due back in 2061, but you can see parts of it twice a year when the debris appears in meteor showers.
It constantly loses bits of itself.
Yeah.
And over time, that becomes a continuous ring of debris. But Earth passes through that line, doesn't it?
Good knowledge, Chris. I can feel a point coming your way.
Chris, how many tastes are there?
Tastes 5.
5.
Ah!
Knowledge.
What knowledge? I mean, I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a bad
The
noise.
classic thing, Danny.
Oh.
Is she a rookie? Oh.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Say 5. Yes. Jimmy.
5.
Silly twat.
I'm embarrassed for you.
Until the 20th century, they thought there were only sort of 4 basic tastes.
Yeah, and then they added
Sour,
umami.
bitter, and salty. Anyway, in the 1980s, a Japanese company isolated a new taste called Kokumi,
What is Kokumi?
because it doesn't really taste of anything. The best way to describe it is mouthfulness. It's something that enhances other flavours. Find it in milt. Anybody know what milt is? It's fish semen.
OK, good, I'm out.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand how you get hold of fish eggs, but how
Start
would you...
by buying him a drink.
Yeah. Apparently you can have it fried or pickled in Japan.
How much do you get from a fish?
I think it depends on the fish, how excited he is, what magazine he's got.
Wait till you see Pornhub.
With -7 is Alan.
-7, not terrible. All right.
With -6, it's Jimmy. It's a very creditable positive 5 points, Jen. And in first place with 6 points, it's Greg.
Nice.
Everyone's a winner because Jimmy's food order has just arrived.
Just now.
George with the food. George, bring us up with the food.
I feel like it's got to be cold at this point. Except for the milkshake, which is warm.
Brilliant run.
Why did we never do this before? Got
fries.
Fries over there, I think. Alan was
you want
interested in
fries?
the fries.
I feel like this needed to be
Thanks to Jen,
15
Chris,
minutes
Jimmy,
ago.
and Alan. Good night.
For an episode primarily about food, QI is just comfort food for me. It just makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I'm treating myself right. I'm nourishing my mind, but it's also fun and entertaining and just makes me feel good. And I imagine that's its appeal. I imagine that's the reason it's stuck around for as long as it has. I look forward to getting to Series X and Series Z. There's going to be some interesting episodes as we get there. And then what happens if we go past Series Z? Do we go back to A, or do we start going into punctuation marks or numbers? What are your thoughts on that? I don't have anything massive to say here. Super entertaining guests, as always, like Jimmy Carr, love him. Chris McCausland, secretly kind of genius. I love his episodes of Would I Lie to You. I'm not sure whether his are still up as reactions of mine, because I got hit with a lot of copyright issues using Would I Lie to You episodes, and so half of my Would I Lie to You reactions have been taken down, unfortunately. But his episodes are memorable and entertaining as heck, and he was great here too. This isn't a show for analysis. This is a show for appreciation. This is a reaction for reaction's sake. It's not about the commentary afterwards. So I'm gonna say good night. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.